Hello, friends, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ozan Kurtbey. We are together again for the weekly astrology analyses. So, welcome everyone. This is the second part of the astrology videos, friends. We did the first part yesterday, from Aries to Virgo, from the starting sign to the middle sign. Virgo is right in the middle. After that, it continues up to Scorpio. It explains the remaining part starting from Libra. Exactly. We did the first part yesterday. Next week, Venus will move into Taurus, the sign it rules. And with this transition, the balance will start to shift. As the moon enters Libra, the balance will begin to change. And finally, when the moon moves into Scorpio, especially while Pluto is in retrograde, be aware of what kind of transformation and transition we will experience. Pluto is in retrograde, and as you know, it recently entered retrograde motion. When it's in retrograde, compared to its direct motion, it causes a lot more emotional obsession. It leads to emotional fixations, especially when Pluto starts its retrograde movement. This especially causes women to get stuck in the past in their relationships, or not just women, men who are highly emotional can also get stuck in the past, searching for that happiness again. Because the subconscious works like this. If you are not happy in your current relationship, or if your level of unhappiness is higher than your level of happiness, then your subconscious will automatically try to protect you by taking you back to the moments when your happiness was at its highest. So who was I with during those moments? There, with that person. Automatically, it declares that place as a safe zone and starts pulling you toward it. This is entirely a game created by the subconscious for the purpose of safety. It doesn't mean that place is actually safe. In other words, it's not truly safe. It's just safe according to the subconscious. Because it wants to draw you towards safety. Exactly. It wants you to feel good. Because its job is to protect you. The job of your subconscious, your automatic robot, is to protect you. It immediately takes you there. However, there are also times when that place makes you feel bad. But at that moment, it doesn't take those into account. What it bases its decision on is, how can I get rid of these bad feelings right now? In this situation, I need to focus on positive feelings. Where did I experience positive feelings? I experienced them there the most. But if it doesn't take that place's bad moods into account, there are already enough bad feelings here anyway. But when you go there, you'll experience those bad feelings. But I have to make the person there feel safe. As long as this and Pluto are in retrograde, you will confront these obsessions, and at the end of next week, Venus will also move into Taurus. Everyone will start seeking out those good feelings, and everyone will start getting involved, because Venus will be in Taurus for 3 weeks, and Pluto will still be in retrograde during those 3 weeks. In this situation, people who don't like the relationship they're in, people who aren't satisfied with it, will start turning to the past. Because Taurus also means the past. It means roots. It will automatically make us experience a process similar to a Mercury retrograde. The upcoming 3-week period. Exactly. And now for the coming week. This is the logical and scientific explanation. How will Libras experience this in the coming week? Now we will review this together in the name of the Supreme of Shadows. Astrology is a science. It is indeed a science. From what I see out there, people either misunderstand astrology or use it incorrectly. Those who use it, who come to consume it, automatically perceive it this way and expect the same from everyone. Astrology, people want us to tell them good things, but I can't always tell you good things. First, you should work on your own weaknesses, those parts you hide from everyone. That's what astrology says anyway. The first thing you should do is work on your own weaknesses. The rest of your growth will come to you along the way. But first, improve that. First, develop the aspects that hold you back, so you can get more out of the good things that are coming your way. As long as you keep hiding your weaknesses and moving forward without working on them, you won't be able to benefit from the good things that come your way. You won't be able to get any benefit. You won't be able to benefit from growth, because you haven't closed the holes at the bottom of the bucket, man. First, close up those holes at the bottom. You're hiding those holes with your actions, as if nothing is leaking out and as if no one sees it. So you're fooling yourself, deceiving yourself, trying to fool others, and then you ask, why isn't my life moving forward? Why does astrology always put me down? It's not putting you down. It wants you to improve your weaknesses. But you perceive having your weaknesses pointed out as being put down. Astrology wants what's best for you. It wants you to grow, because we came here for growth. We didn't come here to live a world of lies with lies. But as far as I can see in society, everyone lies to each other 80 or 90% of the time. Exactly. Now, dear Libras, what's the situation? The sun is in our 9th house in Gemini. Mercury has also entered there. Into the sign it rules itself. In this case, Mercury is working like a storm. Exactly, Mercury is working like a storm. Saturn has moved into Aries, into your 7th house. Everything is progressing in a very serious way. The 7th house is already your area, rising Libras. It's the point you're seriously focused on. But now that Saturn has entered there, it demands even more seriousness. It wants even more seriousness so that it can help you develop in the best possible way, so that it can help you grow in a secure and stable manner. Saturn has entered the 7th house into Aries. In your vital area, dear Libra rising, you seriously need to develop yourself both in your career and in your emotional life. And you need to do this in a serious way. If you don't do it seriously, Saturn has its consequences. If you can face them, do as you wish. We have no problem with that. Exactly. Because where is Pluto? Pluto is in your 5th house. From there, it brings you plenty of flirting, lots of gifts, lots of time with children, or a desire for children. Exactly. And with the support Saturn gives you, you can seriously transform your hobbies and creativity into professionalism in any field you want. Right now is exactly the time, dear Libra. Saturn is in Aries. It has moved into Aries. Now is the time to start. At the end of the week, Venus will also move into Taurus in its own house. It will come to you from the exact opposite direction, because Taurus is the opposite for you. You are air, it is earth. Exactly. It has entered your 8th house, the Scorpio house. But into Taurus, there it will conjunct with Uranus in the coming period. Next week, at the very beginning of the week, while the moon is in Virgo, you will experience completions. As you go through these completions, you are entering a process that will change your entire lifestyle from A to Z. It's about the sun. The sun, Mercury, and Jupiter are in the 9th house. Lifestyle. You will be able to structure your lifestyle because the sun is there. What is the sun? It is what gives life. You have a process that can give life to your lifestyle and elevate it. You can establish this very nicely with Pluto. But at the beginning of the week, make sure to complete things in the first stage so you can settle the missing parts because the moon is in Virgo. Virgo is your 12th house. It's the house behind you, the remaining house. It's like a black hole or something. But there, you notice things you hadn't realized before. And with the support Pluto gives you, you need to make the most of it with great creativity until Venus appears in the 7th house next week. At the beginning of the week, you completed those things and you started to transform your standard of living because the sun is in the 9th house. Mercury is there. Jupiter is there. Mars also pushes you forward like a lone wolf in the open in the 11th house. The moment you complete those things, at the beginning of the week, it moves into the middle of the week. The moon moves into Libra. At that time, Venus will also start moving towards Taurus. It will create a double Venus effect. Exactly, the moon is in a sign ruled by Venus. And Venus has already moved into its own house. Double beauty will start to come in. Double quality and double comfort. When you research how to do this, with the steps you will take in a serious way, at the end of next week, the moon will move into the Scorpio house. The moon will move into Scorpio, into your own house of values. You will see that many things are starting to transform there. With Saturn's discipline and Pluto's creativity, at the same time, with the support that Jupiter will give you from behind through the sun. Exactly. That's why you need to make very good use of that boldness until Mars leaves the sign of Leo. Use it consistently so that you can make the most of the support Saturn gives you. The more consistency, the more discipline, the greater the rise. Both in terms of relationships and in business. But in relationships, there may also be a past that is trying to come back to you. or it could be a past that you are trying to return to, because Pluto is currently retrograde there. You need to be very careful about that, because you are a Libra. You say it first. In the past, you said me first, and since the other person always said me too, that's why it became the past. Now, if you keep chasing after the spoils of a sinking ship, you'll be completely finished, dear Libra. Just so you know, Mayday, Mayday. Now let's move on to Scorpios. Scorpios with the sun sign and rising sign. From the perspective of the zodiac, the sun is in your house. From the zodiac's perspective, it's in your house. But in terms of signs, it's in the house of Gemini. Because your descendant is Taurus. Your 8th house is Gemini. But actually, you are the ruler of the 8th house. You could say you're in your own house. Mercury is there, Jupiter is there, Venus is there. And it's a stormy period. Why? Because it's in Gemini. Where is Saturn? It has moved into your 6th house. Your bone structure, your daily routines, and then all the organizations you seriously need to handle. Because Saturn is there telling you that you can accomplish great things. It says you can do it. You have a wonderful period of growth in your daily life, in your routines and organization. It says, make good use of me here. Well done, Scorpio. Make good use of it, especially regarding your own home and your ancestors. Make good use of it in terms of developing your soul. Why? Because Pluto is also in the 4th house. It's an incredible period that can be put to great use. You probably have obsessions related to your own past, your ancestors, and the life you want to live. Since Pluto is retrograde here, be careful. Don't make things worse while trying to fix them, dear Scorpios. Well, because Venus will continue in the 7th house until the middle of next week, there will be a serious focus on your private life and money. From there, it will smoothly transition into the 8th house. Materially, you will be dealing with other people's resources. Emotionally, you will also embark on a very solid transformation. At this point, things will move out of your control, and you will begin your transformation in your own house. So, whoever you start with now, next week, at first, the situation is that Mars is in the 10th house and you're chasing after your career, but after that, you'll transition into the shared area. But it hasn't reached that point yet. The moon will currently be in the shared area, in Virgo, in the 11th house. At the beginning of the week, external resources, shared resources, and the sun are already in your 8th house. The management of external resources is supporting you, and with Venus also in your 7th house, it's giving you significant support in this regard. Saturn in your 6th house wants you to handle these organizations in a very disciplined way. At the beginning of the week, while the moon is in Virgo, it will move from there into Libra. It will start to transform the balances. Again, Saturn will say, you will do this very seriously as well. I will establish those balances. You position yourself, man. You position yourself. So watch your step accordingly, because you might get stuck. Pluto is retrograde in the 4th house, because Saturn says that shouldn't be there. Finally, when the moon moves into Scorpio and you experience your final destination, that's when it will say to you, now the ball is seriously in your court. Do what you have to do. Do it, but seriously, don't improvise or do this or that. Just do what you have to do straightforwardly. Reason? Because Pluto is in a straightforward sign in its house. It doesn't tolerate improvisation. Where is Uranus? In Taurus. In your 8th house. Do whatever you want there. But in terms of development, to move to a higher consciousness, you need to act straightforwardly. And when I say straightforward, I mean not just any kind of straightforwardness, a kind of straightforwardness that will allow you to surpass yourself. You are stable. You have difficulty surpassing yourself. That's why you can really push yourself hard this coming weekend, until you make that move. You can push yourself hard until you hear that boing sound. You say, it never came. It did come, you just didn't notice. You're looking at things too straight, my friend. Open up and you'll see yourself. Exactly. Open up and you'll see yourself. Now let's move on to Sagittarius signs, the flying psychics. Dear Sagittarians, the sun is entering your 7th house. Oh my God. There is a lot of fun going on about serious business and serious relationships. The sun is adding to the festivities there at the moment. Mercury is there too. The whole mindset and all journeys are built around that. Jupiter is already there. It brings all possibilities to you as luck. Who is this? Sagittarius is bringing everything to them. However, there's a small problem. Saturn in the 4th house, that Saturn who planted a pine tree right in the middle of your mood, has now moved on from there to the house of flirtation. It planted a pine tree there. It's going to cause trouble in all matters of flirting. So be consistent, dear Sagittarius. I won't be. You will, son. You either will or you will. Exactly there. I can't. Don't you want to? I don't want to. Then you'll pay the price. What if I pay it at the end of the year? No, it's not when you want, it's when I want you to pay. And you'll never know when I'll make you pay. Suddenly the bill will appear right in front of you. Yes, Mars is in your 9th house, in your own house. Even though it's in Leo, you have a very fortunate struggle ahead of you. You just need to be disciplined and constructive about what you want to do. And while doing this, in the 3rd house, where Pluto is retrograde, the things I want to do during the retrograde just don't turn out as perfectly as I want. They just don't turn out perfect. See, it's stuck. It's not perfect. It just doesn't work. No matter how much you try, even if you do as much as you can and try to improve it later, it still doesn't work. It doesn't even listen. It's not working, man. It's just not working. Once I get stuck there, it just doesn't work. It doesn't. And a publication? I wrap it well. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. Would someone just shoot this thing and save us all, please? Just shoot it and save us all. May God bless you. Why don't you shoot Pluto instead of me? You're the only one who's stuck, brother, not all of us. Good grief. Of course, there's such a thing as decency. If you can't get past Saturn and get stuck in Pluto retrograde, by the end of the week, when Venus moves into Taurus, you're really going to be in trouble this time. So what are you going to do then? Now, of course, Venus will transit to house number 6. You'll find everything in your daily routines. You'll try to plunder those routines. Saturn will say, stop, where do you think you're going? If you're going to do something, do it properly. Because at the start of the week, the focus is on career. The moon is in Virgo. Yeah. In the middle of the week, the moon is in Libra, and the balance shifts in the collective sphere. What will you do while those balances are changing? You'll cut what's not in your lane. Yeah. The moon will enter Scorpio. While you're trying to salvage the goods from a sinking ship, once the moon moves into Scorpio, everything will be left right behind you. Crispy. What you tossed behind you thinking it was done comes back from the front. What you threw behind you thinking it was over is still there. You'll turn around and see. No. Why do you think Saturn tells you to secure yourself there for no reason? Go ahead, toss it behind you. Do you really think it's guaranteed behind you? Come on, dear Sagittarius, come on. Huh, yeah. But I was hanging out on the road with Venus. They told me it was guaranteed. They said it was guaranteed. All right, but the problem isn't with its guarantee. The problem is that you threw it behind you. Did you hold on to what's in front of you? No. I didn't hold it. Venus was in the 6th house, man. Were you able to hold it in front of you? You couldn't hold it? Why not? You said you'd take care of it. There's no problem with the internet. The problem is with you, huh? To fix that, you use Pluto over there. I mean, you get stuck while moving forward. Ding, din, 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 jump, din, 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 jump, din. Turn left, jump, din, 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 din. The week is over, man. Now you thought of jumping. There's such a thing as shame. So, everyone behind you, around you, to your right and left, has run away. What am I supposed to do? Bill. Salt bill number 5. There's nothing to be done. This came from you. Mayday, mayday. Is that the power of the shadows too? You know, there's such a thing as shame. Oh, come on, of course. Now let's move on to Capricorns. Chirp, chirp, chirp. So for Capricorns, their own ruling planet is planting a fig tree in their own hearth for the next 4 years. Honestly, it's not like anything you've seen before. Capricorn, who professionally manipulates everyone by hiding their feelings so well, let's see how they'll manipulate themselves at home. Now try to get out of this situation, but you know you're right in the middle of it. Pluto is in the 2nd house. It has given you the potential executive power of your own values. But right now it's in retrograde. You'll manage, but you'll do it with some stumbling along the way. Just like the Meter March. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But Pluto in Aquarius says, since you're in Aquarius, your 1 step forward is actually 5 steps forward, but then 1 step back becomes 10 steps back. Why? Because shadow energy moves faster than solar energy. Every moment you hesitate, my child, you end up taking 3 steps back, while you think you're just taking 1 step forward. This speed, first, Pluto retrograde causes it, and second, Saturn has planted itself there as well. Try getting out of that mess. Get out if you can. At the end of the week, Venus will also move into Taurus, into your 5th house. It will really anchor you there. Spotless. Normally, if those weren't stuck there, and if you weren't a Capricorn, that Venus would be really useful there, in the realm of creative luck. But you call that level of perfection statistics. And well, during Pluto's retrograde, you'll run those statistics 3 times over. You have no idea. You might not even realize that you're stuck exactly like that. So be careful from now on. At the beginning of the week, the moon will occupy you in your 9th house in Virgo, so you can review your own process. Because at the same time, Mars is already getting involved in your external resources, in the matter of managing other people's resources. You'll be doing that while also reviewing the process ahead of you. Right at the beginning of the week. When you get to the middle of the week, Libra will enter your career house. Libra! You're running around trying to manage other people's resources. You've reviewed your own lifestyle. Now, automatically, the balance in your business life is shifting. Let's see what you have in your hand, Mr. Capricorn. Let's take a look and see what you have. Open your hand. I think if you don't, a relative will take it. In your personal sphere, since everyone is automatically opening up, you'll have to open up too. So go ahead and open up like a real man. By the time you get there, you might be able to close that gap. You can make up the difference, yes. Is that so? That's right. This week is the week. This week is the week. Week by week, this is going to get even more complicated. Venus will move through Taurus. Ah. Has it moved? What will it do? We'll see about you, dear Taurus. Dear Capricorn. Now let's move on to Aquarius signs. By the power of the shadows. Dear Aquariuses, dear Aquariuses, dear Aquariuses. The sun is in your 5th house, giving you full creativity. It brings full-on flirting and lots of pets and gifts. It brings matters related to pets and children. And Mercury is there too, so all the focus is there. If you use that area for growth, it will be tremendous. If you use it for flirting, you'll have a lot of trouble focusing. Because you're an Aquarius, you're fixed. You might say, let me live marginally. If you can, go ahead and live that way. Where is Saturn? Saturn has entered the house number Hirsch, moving freely. This is about your close circle siblings and putting your thoughts into action. Your close circle and siblings may also cause unrest and problems. But when it comes to putting your own thoughts into action, it requires a great deal of discipline. Yes, it demands clear, straightforward discipline. At the end of the week, Venus will also move into the 4th house. Vig. It will enter your security zone. In money matters, and then in relationships, in flirting. Don't let Pluto in the 1st house get you stuck anywhere. Look, during the retrograde, as you shape your own lifestyle, don't let anything hold you back. Because now, little by little, it's time to say goodbye to old habits. And for that, it's time to make good use of Saturn. With discipline, during Pluto's retrograde, that helps you cleanse the past, let go of those habits now. Because you're heading towards the year 2021, and as you move forward, do what you need to do with Saturn's discipline. Let success come there first. At the end of the week, Venus also comes right up to your 4th house, practically at your doorstep. Exactly. At the beginning of the week, in Virgo, the first signs of financial gain from external sources and benefiting from other people's resources appear in your numbered house. There could also be a chance for transformation in relationships there. But that transformation will mostly happen, or is set to happen, at the end of the week when Venus moves into Taurus. That's where the main emphasis lies. After that, the moon will move into Libra. You will see your new lifestyle down to your core. You won't just feel it, you'll actually see how it flows. Then when the moon moves into Scorpio, bam! Let the excitement loose. Come on, bring on the excitement. Integrate everything into your new life, including work. Tick, 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 tick. In the Pluto and Aquarius generation, Saturn is in Aries. In the area of self, look now. Pluto is in Aquarius, in its 1st house. It's changing your entire way of life. It's changing your lifestyle. It tears everything down to ashes and rebuilds from scratch. Saturn is in Aries. So what does Aries represent? Actually, it represents the first house. Everything you think and do, you're actually putting into your own house, into your own lifestyle. And you don't even realize it. You're putting your deepest wishes there too. That's why, in the coming week, as the Sun continues to move forward, it will eventually conjunct with Jupiter. That will happen in the weeks ahead. We'll be together again then. But by that time, Mars may have finished its journey in Leo and moved into Cancer. So, at that point, you'll be taking action indirectly anyway. Now, let's move on to Pisces. Pisces signs. Now, what sets you apart from the other signs is Pluto. In other signs, Pluto is in any one of the 11 houses and affects the person through some external influence. But for you, since Aquarius is in the 12th house, it brings about transformation from within, in your subconscious. And the house is important too. The sign is important. Not the house, the sign is important in Aquarius. Aquarius is your strong opposite. These are things I would never have done before, even if someone paid me. But it transformed me in such a way that I ended up doing them. Actually, the two of you have something in common. Aquarius and Pisces. One, Neptune, transforms the collective. The other, Uranus. One brings about transformation through shared ideas, while the other brings transformation by breaking down ideas. Both bring about transformation. One does it gently, the other by tearing things down. Now, your Pluto is in the sign ruled by that tearing down energy. Aquarius, the planet of tearing down, and it's in your 3rd house, which relates to your immediate environment, siblings, and mind. So, for Pisces, this is a period of transformation that resembles a solid form of torture. If you don't go through with it, you'll end up squandering your own values with your own hands. Because Saturn is saying there, we will all unite and transform together. If you say, no, I want to stay the way I was, then Saturn will say to you, where do you think you're staying? Fine, stay. In that case, I will burn your values in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I will burn as long as you run away. Go ahead, try to run away from transformation if you want. If you dare, because the Sun, automatically, with Aquarius there, Pluto pours water into Aquarius, and Aquarius, living in the jug, pours that water right onto the Sun. If you try to run, if you take one more step, that water will be poured directly onto the Sun. Where is the Sun? It's in your 4th house. I'll erase everything, all the way back to your ancestors. Go ahead, try to run if you dare. At the beginning of the week, you'll already feel this quite intensely in your 7th house. By the middle of the week, it will have moved into Libra. Because Pluto is in retrograde, it's making you go through it. It's putting you through it. And at the end of the week, Venus will also come into your close environment. So now, what happened to your feet? They can't move at all. Damn, Pisces, it's like the fish is sunk. Let it go sideways, I swear. At the end of the week, when the moon enters your sign, you'll feel and see that collapsed tower come alive. If your intention is to run away, but if your real aim is to transform like a real man, to rebuild and to find relief, then you'll have to bear the consequences, man. Exactly. Thank you all very much, friends. I'm Ozan Kurt Bey. See you in the next videos. For now, arrivederci to everyone. Take care.